What's up, guys? It's another episode of the Middle Ground podcast. Wow. So, it's been a while. Thank you, everybody, for watching our videos, following us on our socials. If you have not subscribed, Curves, I think this is an opportunity for us. And by the way, I have Curves on set.
Hi, hello. Welcome back. It's been a minute.
So, do you want to explain the reason for your absence?
No, I choose not to explain it. It's been spoken about behind the scene. Let's just leave it like that. Just the point is, I am back here, and it's good to be back. And thank you very much for checking up on our videos, watching, liking, subscribing, and also sharing with your friends and families and loved ones, and those you even hate. Yes, that's that word. Anyways, back to you, Wale.
Really?
Yes.
Anyway, look, thanks to everybody that have been supporting one way or another, and please keep supporting. Let's see. So, the Royal Mind TV is over 400 strong, and we are counting on you guys to please help us take it to, higher heights, higher numbers, and we can do this, can't we?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Thank you very much. So, on this episode of the Middle Ground podcast, it's a special. Now,
drum roll, please.
It's a special, and I'll tell you why it's a special. So, I'm going to do a small background on how we arrived at this episode. We arrived at this episode because of one topic lots of us don't like talking about. Yeah, so when you hear things like security is everybody's business, we now look at it like you are selling cashew. Then, business now, you're selling cashew nuts or you're selling granuts in a bottle or something.
Okay.
But security is actually everybody's business. And as much as it is everybody's business, it's some people's job.
Yes, definitely.
And that's why we're doing a special. We're doing a special because of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Mm-hmm. And this is from us to all Armed Forces members and rank and file and officers and staff and everybody. We are saying thanks for your service. Una they try. Thank you for everything you're doing. So, Sheon.
Yes, please.
So you see the way that it's our business to wake up in the morning as broadcasters. Mm-hmm. You're a broadcaster. I'm a broadcaster. It's just that we do different things.
Yeah, we do different things, but at the end of the day, we're passing out information.
We're passing out information. So as broadcasters, when you wake up in the morning, you have your routine. You just wake up in the morning, pick up your phone. You want to check
social media, what's trending, what's happening, the news stories. Yes. And
you do your research before you go on air. Do you know that there are some people that their job is to wake up in the morning like, Omo, and they go work. And you tell your family, bye-bye. And it's not guaranteed that you can
that
come.
Be back.
Now, so the thing is this. It's not guaranteed actually that anybody is coming back.
Yes, even you who wake up, we journalists, it's not guaranteed that you would go and cover a particular beat and then you come back safe.
Yeah, because
sure.
They always make fun of these things. They say everything is ready to kill you in Nigeria.
And get ready to die too.
But it's more peculiar to be a soldier, an army, navy,
Air Force, whatever it is.
So,
definitely.
in commemoration of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, we have decided to search out a rare gem in the Nigerian military. And, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce. Let me introduce. AKA, Ejeke introduce.
That should tell you it's serious. Quite serious. So let him introduce. Please do introduce.
Air Commodore Abayomi Balogun.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming, sir.
My pleasure.
In a very short notice.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It shows how patriotic you still are. And he's retired, by the way.
Yes, he is.
And he retired 2004.
2014.
2014. Thank you. I'm sorry.
December.
Pardon me, please. December 2014.
Yes, tomorrow is my retirement birthday.
Whoa!
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I said party.
Not yet.
Are we invited? Even
Yeah,
if
you.
one?
Yeah, I will invite you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So let me
Okay.
tell you a bit about General Balogun here. General Balogun is one of the few Nigerian Air Force officers that have flown 2,000 hours that have been on air, in the air for 2,000 hours and 2,005 hours. So sorry, please. Sorry, I'm kind of mixing this and messing it up. Please help me here.
2,500 hours.
2,500 hours.
Combat flying.
Combat flying.
That's a lot.
2,500 hours of combat flying.
That's a lot.
If you have an Air Force person in your family or as a friend, ask them. They will tell you how big a deal that is. Now, not just that, he's also an author. Show them the book.
Okay, so this book is titled Nigerian Air War in Sierra Leone, from the cockpit of aggressor, 2018, I believe.
08.
Or 08.
Cockpit Aggressor 08.
08. Now, this is the second edition, and this is the book by Air Commodore Abayomi Balogun. So if you'd like to cop the book, this is it.
Yes. So we'll tell you how to get the book. Now, among all his feats, this is the one that attracted us the most. He has an NGO called Green Heroes Foundation. Now, what Green Heroes Foundation do is they cater for the needs of veterans, war veterans, soldiers, and the likes. And so we're going to be in commemoration of all the armed forces of all the Nigerian armed forces. We will be talking about what General Balogun is doing for the armed forces, especially the veterans. So, General Balogun, thanks for coming once again.
My pleasure again.
Yeah. So, quickly.
Yeah.
But firstly, thanks for your service.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
When we were talking, somebody said, he's a Yoruba man. I said,
Really? That's somebody's me.
I said, you see, these people like this they are no more Yoruba. They no be Yoruba.
These are the kind of people you call Nigerians.
These are Nigerians.
These are the Nigerians.
They
don't say tribes.
They don't see
ethnics and whatnot.
No. So, thanks for your service to this country.
Thank you.
I wish I can. I can
Give him a hug.
no, not give him a hug. Like, I wish I can beat his records. You know, this kind of Messi, Ronaldo.
In La La Land, maybe.
Okay, so General Balogun,
Yes.
quickly. Green Heroes Foundation.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Okay. Thank you for that question, because a lot of people are not aware that when soldiers go to war, because we cater for war veterans, not all veterans. The war veterans, people who have gone to war and come back. A lot of things happen to soldiers when they go to war. And the most challenging one is the psychological effect of the war, the trauma they have passed through for the survivors, the one that will survive and come back home. Most times they are never the same. So we decided to establish the Green Heroes Foundation because all the guys that are members were also at the war front.
Okay.
Various wars, and we understood what happened. So we felt, okay, if the government is not doing what we expect them to do, we shall complement the effort of the government and try and look after these soldiers. And in other climes, when soldiers go to war and come back, they are never allowed to mix with the civilians immediately.
Why is
They
that?
must be catered for. They must be psychologically counseled to determine whether they have any of these psychological illnesses before they are allowed to mix with the civilians. But here, yeah, we do. The army does something, but for me, they are not thorough. So we decided to establish this NGO, at least the one we can afford. We look after them. We have psychologists among us. We have nurses. We have doctors. So we try to give them what we feel they need before integrating into the society. So that was the thought behind the NGO, Green Heroes Foundation.
Okay, so now, when you say you cater for them, what does that mean? It's like, I'm a layman
Yeah,
when
go
it
ahead.
comes to military terminologies and
Yeah.
all. When you say you cater for them, what the picture I have in my head is you give them food, you give them house, you give them clothes.
Probably provide them
give
with medicines, you set them up, future purposes.
Yeah, our team actually is to provide care and support for war veterans and their families in times of need. War veterans and their families in times of need. Why? Because when the soldier goes to war and come back, even when he's at war, he's not the only one that is at war. The wives are at war, the children are at war, because the breadwinner is not there. He is not there to stand as the father for the children. So the woman that is left at home, has to take on the burden of looking after the children until the man gets back. And if the man does not come back, it still becomes the woman's responsibility to look after the home. So we felt we won't look after the soldiers alone, both the wives, if the husband is alive, the widow, if the husband is not alive, and the children. So that's all we'll be doing. We have a temporary hostel in Zone 3, where we take care of such people who are in need. And later we had to establish a warehouse in Mami Market in Abacha Barracks, Mogadishu Cantonment, where we started. People supported us and we stocked the warehouse for those guys that are in need to go to the warehouse and ask for their needs on monthly basis. Unfortunately, we couldn't sustain it. It lasted for like 18 months and it shut down. Though the warehouse is still there, we are hoping one day we will be able to resuscitate it.
Wow. So from this now, what it means is this: you're not getting support from anywhere.
Yes, occasionally we get support. Like when we established the warehouse, the then wife of the then chief of air staff unveiled the warehouse and supported, and some other people supported. But all that were one-time support.
One time. Is it a case of you did not go back?
We tried, we advocacy, we talk to people, but see, what we are talking about is not a lot of people that are aware of what soldiers pass through and what becomes of them after serving the nation. So they really don't understand that. They don't see the reason why they have to contribute to such a cause. So we are keeping hope alive, and we are hoping that with more advocacy, Nigerians will understand. Because especially there's an illness that soldiers who go to war pass through, which is called post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder is something that occurs to soldiers after they have passed through a lot of traumas. Now, coming back to the society, what happened to them? They relive those trauma and then the experiences they have. And what happened? They become bullies, and that's why you see soldiers bullying civilians on the road. You people will not understand. It's not their fault. Sometimes you need to look at them and say, I pity you, sorry, thank you for your service, rather than abusing them, because they are not doing those things just by themselves. They have psychological challenges, which we must understand.
Wow.
Okay, so talking about these psychological challenges and the experiences that the soldiers often face, and it making them behave in a very in a not so rational form. What exactly would you say that are the unforeseen and unseen, because these are behind the scenes to us civilians? We don't see, like you said, we don't see what happens, what they have to go through, the struggles they have to battle for the sake of the country, in quotes, because they are going to fight the war that we laymen cannot fight. If you give me a gun, I only look at it, oh, it's so beautiful, it's fine, this is looking, and then drop it. So what would you say are these battles that they fight that we do not see on the home front and also the war, the front lines as well?
Oh, okay. When soldiers go to war, there are two categories of injuries that they suffer from. They suffer from the physical injuries where all of us can see. One arm, one leg, things like that.
On a wheelchair.
But there are other silent injuries of war that you can see. Even some of them we don't know, except specialists examine them and find out their state of mind, psychological. So those silent injuries of war are more dangerous than the physical to the society. Take, for example, I did an interview on Arise 2 days ago, and we were talking about the Kaduna bombings. And I said, while my heart goes out to the people of that village, I will also want to commiserate with the armed forces, particularly the guys behind the machine, and the guy that pulled the trigger, because I've had such an experience before by myself.
Can you tell us about it?
Yes, it happened in 97. I was given a legitimate target. The night these guys, they were to cross a lagoon on a boat. They were going to Freetown to attack Freetown. And
but Freetown?
Freetown in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Oh, Sierra Leone. Okay,
Freetown.
sorry, because we have a place called Freetown where we do a lot of free things.
Freetown in Sierra Leone. We were enforcing peace in Freetown in Sierra Leone then. And I was tasked, deny these rebels the opportunity to cross over into Freetown. Yes, it's an assignment. So I took off, got there. The targets were there as intelligence has pointed out. And I did what I was directed to do. But coming back home to where we live in the barracks, in the night, I started recalling what happened. And while I was recalling, I look at the scene, because when you attack a place, you must go back to assess the battle damage to see what you have done. And when I went back to do that, what I saw at that point did not matter to me, because
You carried out your assignments.
I was happy. I succeeded. It was a successful mission. But when I go to me the night and I play back in my mind what I saw during the assessment, I said, I became emotional. Why did I do it? And that's where soldiers pass through what we call
PTSD.
Moral injury or crisis of conscience. Your conscience is telling you you should not kill. But whoever have sent you, Nigerians sent us, go and kill. Because you don't tell us to go and fight bandits and say you should romance them and bring them home. No. So when you go to war, you either kill or get killed. It's the basic. And that's why he was saying before that, is there any job you go to, you are not certain of coming back? Yes. The job that the armed forces do. Now, coming back to the Kaduna bombing, that guy that pulled that trigger and is becoming the whole lot, he obeyed an instruction. He obeyed an instruction, but he will suffer the consequence psychologically alone. I'm wondering if people now see him and say, oh, you are the one that killed the Kaduna people. How will he feel? He could commit suicide. Because some soldiers do that. And they can't bear it any longer. Those are part of the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder.
But General,
Yes.
let me take you off all these things we were talking about. There is this aspect of your book that I read where you say, and it's quite eye-opening, Sheon. According to the book, it says, war is what comes when politicians cannot agree.
That's deep.
You said something like
Yes,
that.
all over the world.
Yeah, it's in this book. In case you don't know, you'll find that, me and sayings now.
Let's not even start.
me and Proverbs. It said, war comes when politicians cannot agree. So war is politics taken to the extreme. You understand?
Okay.
So when we try to negotiate and we can't agree,
I mean, take out your opponent.
oh yeah, let's go. So that brings me to the question, General.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is me thinking like my 10-year-old son. Must we
Really?
fight war?
Will it?
Yeah. Must human beings fight war?
Must there be war?
As you said, war is politics by other means. Yes, when the talks
Break
on
it
the
down.
table fails, you box. Yes, but then we must all learn that wars they don't end on the battlefield. They will still have to end on the table. Every war, you must still come back and agree and disagree, reach an agreement and solve it. So what I will say, being a war veteran, is that politicians should try as much as they can to resolve conflicts on the table before going to war. War is messy, and when you start it, you don't know how it will end. Yes.
I was checking the war. I think it's firepower. It's firepower matrix,
Okay.
and it ranks Nigeria as number 4. Our military ranks Nigeria military as number 4 in Africa.
Yeah.
As of 2023, and it ranks Nigeria as number 35 in the world. Now, to those who we use a lot of action movies to judge Nigerian military.
Yeah.
So to some of us that use Nigerian action film, Rambo, to judge Nigerian military, would you say Nigerian military has improved in its general operations? And when I say general operations, I'm talking tactically, I'm talking weaponry, and I'm talking post-service operations. And post-service is part of what you do. I would regard the Green Heroes Foundation as a post-service institution. When you put all these variables together, how well would you rate Nigerian military?
For now, at least I can compare when I was in the service and what we have now.
Okay.
The Nigerian Armed Forces have advanced so much than what we have now. Like that drone attack, what was drone to us when we were fighting war?
So there was no drone.
That was not drone. There were no intelligence aircraft. We have to see with our eyes. But today, the Nigerian forces have drones that can go to anywhere, see what is happening, report back, record it. We didn't have that. Even the platforms that we have to operate, today there are so many. In fact, compared to when we fought in Liberia and Sierra Leone from 1990 to 2009.
What? Wait.
1990
to 2000.
No,
That's
no,
10
no.
straight.
1990.
1990 to 2000 and
No, to 1999.
that's 9
That's
years.
9 years.
10 years.
10 years.
10 years before we finally pull out of both Liberia and Sierra Leone. We first went into Liberia to stop the genocide that was going there. And it was a peacekeeping mission. But when we got there, there was no peace to keep. So we had to enforce peace. The same thing happened in Sierra Leone in 1997. That day, after the coup, there was violence, there was everything going on. We had to go there to enforce peace. And this is what I would like to say, that people don't know. When we deployed to Liberia in 1990, yes, we were peacekeepers, but we had to become peace enforcers. At that time, the UN had not given us the permission to enforce peace. So, but people were dying. The foreign nationals, the Americans, the British people were coming to Liberia and evacuating their citizens. But we chose, Nigeria and the ECOWAS said, no. Rather than evacuating our citizens, let's make the place safe for everybody. So we had to enforce peace, starting in September 1990. We were the first in the world to do that. The next set of people that enforced peace in the world was America and the coalition in Iraq and Kuwait in 1991.
Which I think you flew.
I didn't fly there, but I was part of that. I was Chief Air Operation Officer. When I left ECOMOG briefly, I went there, then came back to ECOMOG. Now, they enforced peace, according to them, in Iraq, Kuwait. That was first peace enforcement, which the UN gave them permission to, under the UN Charter 7, peace enforcement. But when we enforced peace in Liberia first, we were not given the permission, and nobody has captured it, that Nigeria was the first, Nigerian-led ECOMOG were the first to enforce peace.
In the world?
Yes. You Google it, you will not see Nigeria, but if you Google it, you will see America and the coalition forces in 1991. And that's the story that we don't tell. And that's why I'm not very happy with the media. They tell ugly stories about Nigeria, but there are positive stories. We have contributed to UN peacekeeping all over the world. In fact, when you talk of countries contributing to the UN, until we started having the internal crisis, we were among the top 3. Yes. So Nigerian forces have grown. What we have today is times 20 of what we used to have, both in manpower and equipment.
And thank you very much for watching this episode of Middle Ground Podcast. If you really love to assist, which you should, look down below and you'll find the details of the Green Heroes Foundation. And, it is a means for you and for us all to support our war veterans.
Yeah.
They've done a lot for Nigeria, trust me.
And you and me.
Yes, we are Nigerians.
Go walk. Say you go come again.
And then, with everything that they have to deal with, all the experiences, yes, we know they're taking orders from above, but at the end of the day, they're taking these orders to protect you, myself, and the likes of ourselves.
Yeah.
But then, do make sure you support.
Yeah, so please support them. Reach out to them. They will tell you the different ways in which you can support their cause.
And also, if you are unable to reach out to them, you can leave a comment in the comment section. We'll make sure to get back to it.
Yeah, and please, while you're at it, do not forget to subscribe.
Like.
You've not subscribed.
Share. Just like and share. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Out.
Enjoy.